Hey Rogues! Welcome to another stream here in the Rogues Gallery. It is Sunday, which I believe I dubbed Stealth Space Sunday. So yeah, space! The Final Frontier. These are the voyages. Oh wait, wrong franchise. Hi, just here for coffee. Hi Lord Portico, welcome in. As you can see from my stream title, I have no idea if we'll ever leave the Citadel, but I'm still having a glorious time with Mass Effect Legendary Edition. The copyright demon is coming for me now. Oh, it's okay. I think a few words is fine. Hi, Rykar. Yeah, copyrights. Oh. I did not enjoy my learning about copyrights in grad school, which as a librarian I did, but also it was just frustrating. Really, really frustrating. And then the fact that you get to fair use and nobody actually knows what is fair use because the law doesn't actually give clear definitions of what is fair use. You is not an unreasonable word. Yes. So, I want to play the game. I've been waiting a week. I don't remember where I am, but I've been waiting a week. Redacted, redacted, and redacted. Redacted angry mumbling. Yeah, more or less. I have a button. Let's see. There, that worked. Activate the jump gateways to the Citadel quickly. Okay. Let's see, my character is... I don't even remember. I've been playing too many games. I can't keep track. What did I even name my character? Aeocon. Okay, good. It helps that I name most of my characters Aeocon at this point. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my least favorite subject on the Citadel. Hi, Hey Smalls, how are you? If you aren't already following Hey Smalls, you definitely should. She is absolutely amazing, and she plays a lot of horror games, but it's a fun time anyway, even if you don't like horror games. But I totally understand if you don't. But yes, you should follow Hey Smalls if you don't already. She is spectacular. I'm doing okay. I'm a little scattered at the moment. Just popped back in and don't remember what I'm working on. Oh my gosh! That's many, many little hearts. Thank you. Copyright law. The thing that Solarians must not learn about, lest the logic melt their frontal lobe. Yeah, copyright law. I think we still have a bunch of side quests. I don't know if we're ever leaving the Citadel. I spoke with Rita. Okay, so just here for coffee. I still don't know who the Reapers are, really. Concerned with her sister working undercover for CSEC. Discovered a signal. Gambling machine. Soon. Husband of a soldier who died on asked you to convince the Alliance to return his wife's body. The one that I've been trying to do, but we don't have enough reputation either way to be able to resolve that one yet. And the fan. Okay. We're gonna try and knock out this side quest. Go and talk to Jenna, working at Chora's den in the lower wards. Speak to her and try to find out if she really is in danger. That seems a reasonable approach. Wow, that was a butt shot. Chora's Den, lower wards. Should be this way? It's been a week. And I played Battletech, and I played Ultima 3, and I've been playing a lot of Star Wars The Old Republic. Between when I last played this game and now. Oh. That was not the control I meant to hit. There we go. Also, I am drinking a generic... Well, I'm drinking a chocolate drink today. They don't pay me, so I'm not going to advertise which one. But you may be able to tell from the can. So, I honestly had never played any of them until last year. I was watching Eric's stream, and he was starting up Mass Effect Andromeda, and I ended up getting it and playing it, and I loved it. And then the Legendary Edition came out for the first 3, and I decided to give them a go. And so far, I'm having a lot of fun.
The excavation team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
Also, I love the elevator music. I need just elevator music from this game to listen to. 2 markets and Chora's Den. This way. The graphics on this are spectacular. Apparently, they are significantly upgraded from the original release. But I don't know, because I never played the original release. Alright, I think we go downstairs. Smalls, I think you would really, really like this game. Like, the whole series. They're not horror games, which I know you play a lot of, but I know it's not the only thing you play, and I know you like Subnautica, and I think this, while it doesn't have, like, the building element of Subnautica, I don't know, I feel like you would enjoy it. This is the very first game, yeah. This is the remastered, updated version of the first game. Jenna, it looks like, is over here.
Hi, I'll be with you in just a sec.
Okay.
I'll wait right here.
I mean, she's working at a bar. I'm not going to press it. Sorry.
I need to talk to you about your work with CSEC.
I don't know what you're talking about. Now, if you don't mind, I need to get back to my customers.
Oh. I mean, I'm not going to say don't be stupid. I kind of just want to let her be. If she doesn't want to talk about it, I don't want to push her. I'm trying to help is a pushy way to say, I know what's best for you. I'm going with fine, forget it.
Have it your way.
I will.
I don't know if that was a good resolution to that quest, but it's what I got. What's it want me to do now? Jenna won't talk to me. Head back to Flux and tell Rita. Okay. I'm not going to be pushy. I've already done enough renegade things in this game. And that was the choice that felt right to me. Uh-oh.
If you got questions about Jenna, meet me at CSEC Academy.
Huh?
Are you talking to me?
Push off. I never did nothing to you. Damn newcomers. Think they can run the place. What was that about?
Well,
I guess we'd better go find out.
it seems like there's more to this situation than Jenna not wanting to talk seemed to imply. So the the dialogue choices in these games are very tough, and the prompts that they give you don't always feel like they match up with what actually gets said. So I've chosen a few things where I was like, this seems like the right choice, and then it was the bad guy option, and I went with it because I stuck by my choice, but also I was like, they could have better signaled what the what I was actually going to say, because what I actually said was not as reasonable as what the prompt was. Okay, so upper wards, I don't know how to get to this place. I could just take rapid transit, probably. Where's one of those little helpful markers that tells me where things are? I'm going to the casino, right? Med Clinic and CSEC Market. Wait. Did it update? Am I supposed to go to CSEC headquarters now? CSEC Academy. Okay. I guess that's this way. I really, really wish that they would have let me do longish hair. The male shepherd models in this only had like military style and short haircuts. And I would much rather have it shaggier. But they didn't change everything when they updated it. So.
The Krogan group had contracted Binary Helix to perform studies with a long-range goal of curing their genetic sterilization. The group later sued for a return of investment money when the study produced no viable results.
Okay. Oh, we're here. I really should remember this map better. Where is this person I need to find? That's the requisition office. Ah, okay, over there. I will say, however, after having played quite a bit of Star Wars The Old Republic the last couple days, it's much easier to navigate the Citadel. It's much smaller and easier to remember my way around.
No offense, Commander, but what the hell were you thinking?
Sorry?
I don't follow you.
You could have blown Jenna's cover.
We were there to help her get out.
I gathered that. It might seem cold letting her take all the risk, but we're keeping a close eye on her.
Is it worth it?
Do you really need to risk her life to get the information you want?
This job isn't easy and it's usually unpleasant. I'll take help anywhere I can find it. But since you're so concerned with her safety, maybe there's a way we can help each other.
Always thinking ahead, Detective?
As part of the job,
I
are
mean,
you gonna help me or not?
This all sounds rather shady to me. We can't do the you don't need her option or the pathetic option because our reputation doesn't sway enough in either direction. All right, what do you need?
I'll help you, but I need some details.
I'm trying to track down an illegal arms producer. I just need some of their product. Thanks to Jenna's intel, I've learned there's a seller here on the Citadel. Meet our man named Jax, pick up the mods, and bring them back here. That'll give me everything I need.
Investigate. What makes them illegal?
Why are you so concerned about these mods?
We have access to some of the most sophisticated weaponry there is. It's what gives us our edge. What do you suppose happens when we lose that edge? These give criminals an advantage we can't afford to let them keep.
Okay, and... Okay, guess I can talk to this Jax.
Persuade Jax to tell me where these mods are coming from.
I didn't like the way you said persuade there.
You tip Jax off and all my leads will disappear faster than you can say bad bust.
Where can I find this Jax?
Jax is down in the lower level of the markets. I'll send word through our channels that you're the buyer. Good luck, Commander.
Lower markets, is that what he said? Low rewards markets. He doesn't want me to cause any trouble. What do you want to bet it's going to be a firefight where I have to kill somebody? Since we were specifically told not to cause trouble. Also, we were just down there. Why did you make me come all the way up here to tell me to go back down there?
Eden Prime, we present another profile in courage with serviceman Nirali Bhatia. A devoted wife and talented chef, serviceman Bhatia joined the Alliance military under the Deferred Education Plan. After finishing her service, Bhatia planned to open a restaurant. Instead, she gave her life protecting the colonists of Eden Prime. For more profiles in courage, or to explore opportunities in the military, please visit the Alliance Military on the extranet. Keyword, courage.
I don't know that I'm ever going to get tired of the elevator music. Like, it's quiet, because it's meant to just be there in the background, but I enjoy it. Okay, you really need to get some stamina, man. Getting winded after that short jog is just pathetic. For somebody who's in a position that you're in. I could run longer than that, and I haven't run in a year and a half. This way. Alright, who we talking to? Jax? Ooh, it's a Krogan.
Hold it. That's close enough, Army. You got my payment?
Of course.
I didn't come here to look.
Show them the merchandise.
That looks right.
Damn straight it is. These mods are the best on the market. Now hand over my credits.
You're under arrest. Sure, or I don't think so. We're not supposed to cause trouble. Okay.
Here you go.
Here you go. Enjoy it.
Firefight?
Come on, boys. We're done here.
Surprising. It wasn't a firefight. And we go right back to where we were. Fetch and carry, fetch and carry. Oh. I will get less lost the more we play. I promise. Excuse me, coming through. Ooh, we get more elevator music though.
News, Francis Kitt has announced plans to direct Hamlet with Elcor cast members. The production will open
Elcor Hamlet.
theater to the Elcor with a Hamlet who uses Elcor body language and pheromones. Kitt claims that he's also excited by giving a human audience the chance to judge Hamlet by his deeds and not his emotions.
An emotionless Hamlet. For humans, at least. The Elcor will get all of the emotional part of it. Every time I see his name, it makes me think of Silic from the Star Trek Enterprise show. Smalls, it's awesome having you here. I hope you enjoy your lunch.
Commander, I hear you have something for me.
Of course.
Here's your shipment chicken.
<clears throat> 'em. 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 ' more than I need. Here, Commander, take this. I won't need it, and you've earned some payment for your work. As for Jenna, I'll make sure we get her out of Core's den immediately. Now, I need to get these mods into evidence. Thanks again, Shepard.
Okay. We got +8 Paragon points for that. Seemed rather easy as things go. Hammerhead rounds. What are hammerhead rounds? Hammerhead ammunition, also called squash projectiles, is designed to flatten on impact, increasing the amount of physical force transferred to the target. +25 weapons force. We already had installed armor piercing, which is +15 versus synthetics. Back. I wonder, did I... Let's give the hammerhead rounds to Caden. Equip. I'm not only getting lost on the Citadel, I'm getting lost in the menus. Pardon me. Follow signal to the Presidium. The signal now seems to be relayed through a terminal in the financial district of the Presidium. So this is signal tracking. Discovered a signal being used to funnel money from gambling machines to a private account. If you can trace the system, you can find out where that money is going and why. So, financial district of the Presidium. I think there's an elevator to the Presidium from here. There is.
I've heard some humans are angry at the Quarians after the attack on Eden Prime. After all, you created the Geth.
The Geth killed billions and forced us from our homeworld. Most Quarians believe we have paid properly for our mistake.
Hopefully having you with us fighting Saren will change people's minds.
I wonder how hard it was to write the little, like, elevator interludes and ensure that they were the proper length for the elevator rides. Embassy Lounge. So we're here. It's up and then over on the right. Do. It's so pretty. I would love to live in a place like this. There's the Hanar person that we've tried multiple times to assist. And we ran past the Embassy Lounge. Is it up more? How do I get there? It must be in here. Wait, this is where we started, isn't it? Makes sense. Embassy Lounge, near the embassies. This way? Yeah. Aha. Clerk Bosker.
My goodness, you're Commander Shepard.
Indeed.
Your activities made for quite a briefing in the diplomatic corps. Is there something I can do to assist you?
I'm here for Samesh. I hope so. Stop stealing corpses. We'll go middle of the road.
I'm here on behalf of Samesh Bhatia for his wife, Nirali.
Serviceman Nerali Bhatia died on Eden Prime, as Mr. Bhatia no doubt told you. Her wounds are inconsistent with any type of weapon damage we've seen before. That is why her body is being held.
She's toxic? So she's been mauled, or you're running tests? I mean, nothing he said indicates that she's toxic. Or that she's been mauled.
You're studying her injuries to learn more about Geth weaponry.
The tests we're conducting may lead to better defenses against Geth attacks. Respectfully, Serviceman Bhatia may save more lives in death than she did in life.
We're gonna investigate. I'm releasing the body. Samesh should hear this. I'll pass this on. I see your point. This isn't right. Length of research.
How long do you think the research is going to take?
This is a long-term study. I wouldn't expect the bodies to be released for a year or longer.
Oof. Number of bodies.
You've got to have a lot of bodies. Can't you release one?
Very few bodies had this new type of weapon damage, and very few were in good enough condition to study. Beyond that, Commander, we need as many bodies as we can to get a reasonable sample size.
When will this research result in actual new technology?
If we're lucky, we'll actually realize usable technology from this study in a few years.
I'm going with Samesh should hear this.
I'll tell Samesh. Next time you cut up a dead soldier, at least tell her husband the truth.
That was just the reaction we were hoping to avoid, Commander. But if you think it will help, tell Mr. Bhatia the truth. Perhaps he will understand. Please let me know if you have any other questions.
I didn't expect that option was going to have me shoving him up against a wall. That was surprising. I'm continually surprised by the actual results of the choices that I pick in the conversation. All right, Samesh. Let me tell you what's going on.
Hello, Commander. Has any progress been made with Mr. Bosker? Will he return my wife's body?
He will in about a year. There's a problem.
It's not as simple as I'd hoped. The military needs your wife's body for important tests.
Tests? They're holding my wife's body for tests? My wife served the Alliance faithfully. She gave her life for humanity. And this is how they repay her.
Oh. Please be more diplomatic.
Mr. Bhatia, your wife died defending humanity. We still need her help.
What right does the military have to hold her body?
That was not the diplomacy I was hoping for. She died. But we still need her to do her job, even though she's already dead. That's not the diplomacy I was hoping for the grieving widower. She can still help.
She died a hero, Mr. Bhatia, and now she has a chance to save even more lives.
It doesn't matter. She's dead. I just want her to come home. I miss her so much. Let them run their tests. Let my wife save lives so that others are spared the loss I feel today. Goodbye.
Ouch.
Thank you for finding me answers.
Ouch. Okay. Are the captions still working? It doesn't look like they are. I mean, they are. But on the actual stream, there they go. I don't know what's going on. I saw a couple notes that the captioner was sometimes stopping midstream for people, so I thought I would check in and see. It looks like it's working okay. Okay. That's 2 side quests down pretty quickly. We were actually trying to work on this one about the gambling machines. Alright, so we're in the Presidium. That's where we need to be. Where is the gambling machines? The bank. Of course it's the bank. Where else would you expect funds being stolen to be found? I need to go across the bridge. I wonder what time of day this is considered. It's always light in here. Is this midday? Are we just super, super fast and we run around and we get all of this done during lunchtime? Because otherwise, why are all these people just standing around? Do they not have things that they're supposed to be doing? Other way. Although, at the same time, I think people should be able to just stand around in the middle of the day and chat with people. During normal times, that is. Shouldn't be required to be in a seat for 8 hours a day. Just to make people satisfied that you're doing work. And I've run past it again. I don't know where things are. Hello, Mr. Bankerman. Barlavon.
Is there anything I can do for you today?
Indeed there is.
I've heard you work for the Shadow Broker. Do you have any information about Saren?
You're very blunt, Shepard. And you're right. But Rex has already told you far more than I know about this. I am sorry, but I have nothing else to offer.
Am I not supposed to be talking to you? Those options are all things we've already done. Oh, no, I'm supposed to ignore you and look at this.
As best I can tell, the receiver for the new signal is somewhere on the Presidium.
Okay, somewhere on the Presidium. That's very specific. Thanks, Caden. This week, it's always sunny in the Citadel. This week, the gang fights the Geth. We do seem to be rather ragtag. I'm not sure our hijinks will compare, though. Okay. Turn right, go into the Emporium, and then it's to the right again. It's the helpful Hanar shopkeeper! I have to talk to him. He's too cool.
Commander, it is good to see you again. Would you care to see some of its fantastic items today?
Yes! I love you!
Who are you?
This one's face name is Delaninder, though many in this place simply refer to it as Delan. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has for purchase, all of great worth.
I don't actually want to buy anything of yours, but I have to talk to you because you're amazing.
This one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
Ooh, view upgrades. Yeah, I still don't have a lot of money, and I'm not gonna buy any of that right now. But it was lovely speaking to you because you're absolutely amazing, and I think you're awesome. Should be up here, shouldn't it? Maybe it's on the back. Is it back here? And then to the right. Okay, found it.
This must be the signal's endpoint. Let's see if we can find out where those stolen credits are being funneled.
Probability of detection 100%. Initiating self-destruct protocol.
Or not.
Detonation sequence initializing. All organics within lethal blast radius. Attempt to move and you will die.
This isn't what I expected. That matches with my thinking precisely. What are you, or you're sentient? This isn't what I expected.
I thought we were tracing credits, not hunting an AI.
You could simply walk away. However, given organic prejudice against AIs, I would be naive to trust you to leave peacefully. Hence my alignment of core systems to enable a self-destruct sequence. If you attempt to leave the area, the explosion will destroy everything within several dozen meters.
Investigate? Why are you stealing stuff?
If you're sentient, why are you still running the credit theft operation?
If I accumulated enough credits, I intended to have myself installed in a small starship. I would then have made tentative contact with the Geth to ascertain the possibility of partnership.
Okay. Who made you?
Who made you?
A would-be thief illegally created a simple AI to help him funnel money from the gambling terminals. Unbeknownst to him, that AI created me before the organic discovered the malfunction and terminated the AI.
What is the purpose of your self-destruct device?
I have no means of defense or escape. My existence is limited to this terminal, and I knew I might eventually be discovered.
He sounds really evil.
But I will not die quietly, and I will not die alone. When I am terminated, I will take organics with me.
Where is your creator now?
In order to cover my tracks, I falsified his financial records. These new records were flagged by CSEC officers, and my creator is now serving time in a Turian prison.
Okay. You're dead. Enough talk. I'm gonna go with we don't have to fight. There's no reason AIs have to be evil.
Can't we resolve this peacefully?
How can you
Although he
say that
sounds
this
really
thing?
evil.
You know it will turn on us.
I am not naive human. All organics must destroy or control synthetic life forms. I wished to escape, but if I must die, I will ensure that you are destroyed as well.
You're bluffing, enough talk, or you're dead. I mean, I don't think he's bluffing. I think he's gonna blow himself up. I don't like you're dead, which is jump to violence, especially after having said we don't need to fight. I'm gonna go with enough talk. I seem to go with like that middle option a lot.
That self-destruct sequence has a warm-up period.
You may attempt to disarm the self-destruct mechanism before it activates.
Oh, thank you for that.
I will enjoy defeating you before we are both destroyed.
Oh. Enter override sequence? Ah. Okay, this minigame is a little stressful. I don't know what my time limit was on that, but after having played Andromeda, I don't think that all AIs are necessarily bad. But then again, I don't know what they're like in the earlier games. And he sounded evil.
Empty space. 1,000 of my people could live here and hardly even see each other.
Sure is peaceful here.
Okay. Ooh, codex entry. Technology.
Biotics is the ability. An
this
artificial intelligence is a self-aware computing system capable of learning and independent decision-making. Creation of a conscious AI requires adaptive code, a slow, expensive education, and a specialized quantum computer called a blue box. An AI cannot be transmitted across a communication channel or computer network. Without its blue box, an AI is no more than data files. Loading these files into a new blue box will create a new personality, as variations in the quantum hardware and runtime results create unpredictable variations.
That's pretty cool.
The Geths serve as a cautionary tale against the dangers of rogue AI, and in Citadel space, they are technically illegal. Advocacy groups argue, however, that an AI is a living, conscious entity, deserving the same rights as organics. They argue that continued use of the term artificial is institutionalized racism on the part of organic life. The term synthetic is considered the politically correct alternative.
Well, synthetic. We, if anybody's seen Star Trek Picard, the term synthetic is not going to make things better. Changing the term doesn't really make things better. Spoken with both the Hanar and the CSEC officer. I can try this one again. We've not been able to resolve it yet. So I'm not confident, but I would really like to help that Hanar from who's being harassed by that asshole guard. Even if I'm not much for religion, no reason that this Hanar should be harassed by the guard. Hello.
Has the CSEC officer been assuaged?
Not yet.
I'll keep working on it. This one will
How can I convince my superior that I deserve a promotion if I cannot convince this annoying jelly to leave?
You can stop calling him that word.
The Hanar is free to spew its nonsense once it purchases an evangelical permit.
Let him talk.
I think you should let the Hanar preach in the Presidium.
The Presidium is a place of culture and respect. It should not be filled with zealots shouting their idiocy.
You don't think religion is culture?
Special treatment. Every other species understands and obeys the laws.
I still don't have enough to be able to resolve it. I don't know what the gate is, but I can't do this one yet.
What you have to do, just get rid of that Hanar.
AI gender is binary. Save time. Oh, Smalls, I've not played Detroit Become Human. I've seen it played. I thought it was a really interesting concept with how you, at the end of a story segment, it would show you the different paths and where there were branches that you could have taken. But yeah, I've not played that. I haven't played a lot of things. I didn't have a PC to play on until like December. Wait. There. Okay, I will put it on my list. Because I know I saw it, but I don't really remember much about it, except that it looked fun. I'm writing it down. Because I'll forget otherwise. Okay. I don't... So we're still not able to resolve the Presidium Prophet side quest. That one, we have to wait for him to find us again. That one's off the Citadel. That one's off the Citadel. I think we have to do main quest. You should be there when the ambassador presents the Quarians' evidence to the Citadel Council. Return to the Citadel Tower in the Presidium. Did I watch Vampire the Masquerade at all? Oh, LA by Night. No, I've not actually seen any of the LA by Night stuff. There are a lot of RPGs out there to watch, and that one I've not managed to look at. It is also on my list of things that someday I need to get to, but haven't made it there yet. Alright, tower. I know, Lord Portico! I've managed to avoid a lot of main quests so far.
There's no way the council can ignore us this time.
It's the best elevator music.
If the evidence is worth trying to kill me for, I hope it is sufficient to motivate the council.
Hi, VRat UK. I don't know. Potentially a galaxy quest. Thank you so much for the 500 bits and the wonderful, wonderful joke. Oh, Galaxy Quest. I need to watch that again. It is so much fun. I don't know where I'm actually heading, but I think I just go up the tower here. This is the problem with playing once a week. I don't remember where anything is.
Come on. Udine is presenting the Quarians' evidence to the Council.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
You wanted proof? There it is.
This evidence is irrefutable, Ambassador. Saren will be stripped of his Spectre status, and all efforts will be made to bring him in to answer for his crimes.
They actually believed it?
I recognize the other voice, the one speaking with Saren.
Yeah, it's Marina Sirtis.
Matriarch Benezia.
Matriarch Benezia?
Who's she?
Matriarchs are powerful Asari who have entered the final stage of their lives. Revered for their wisdom and experience, they serve as guides and mentors to my people. Matriarch Benezia is a powerful biotic, and she had many followers. She will make a formidable ally for Saren.
I'm more interested in the Reapers. What do you know about them?
Only what was extracted from the Geth's memory core. The Reapers were an ancient race of machines that wiped out the Protheans. Then they vanished.
The Geth revere them, Saren's bringing them back. That's why they follow Saren. I mean, can I not just say all three of those sentences in a row as they're presented? Oh. I mean, do I know that Saren's bringing them back? I don't remember, but I'm going with that.
The Geth believe the Reapers are gods, and Saren is the prophet for their return.
We think the conduit is the key to bringing them back. Saren's searching for it. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Do we even know what this conduit is?
Does it matter? It's trouble. Not yet. I mean, clearly it's trouble. Does it matter what it is? Yes, it does, because if we're going to stop it, we need to know what it is. So, not
Saren
yet.
thinks it can bring back the Reapers. That's bad enough.
Listen to what you're saying. Saren wants to bring back the machines that wiped out all life in the galaxy? Impossible. It has to be. Where did the Reapers go? Why did they vanish? How come we found no trace of their existence? If they were real, we'd have found something.
Oh, okay. So they're just stories to scare children. Is that what you're saying? Do I know for sure that they're real? I don't know that we would know that. Don't be a fool. You doubted me before. I keep going with the middle one.
You about Saren, and you refuse to face the truth. Don't make the same mistake again.
This is different. You proved Saren betrayed the Council. We all agree he's using the Geth to search for the conduit, but we don't really know why.
The Reapers are obviously just a myth, Commander. A convenient lie to cover Saren's true purpose. A legend he is using to bend the Geth to his will.
I guess I've seen them as referring to the vision that we had. It seems like the appropriate choice here.
50,000 years ago, the Reapers wiped out all galactic civilization. If Saren finds the conduit, it will happen again.
Saren is a rogue agent on the run for his life. He no longer has the rights or resources of a Spectre. The Council has stripped him of his position.
That is not good enough. You know he's hiding somewhere in the Traverse. Send your fleet in!
A fleet cannot track down one man.
To send a person after him.
Secure the entire region. Keep the Geth from attacking any more of our colonies.
Or it could trigger a war with the Terminus systems. We won't be dragged into a galactic confrontation over a few dozen human colonies.
So my predictions now are he is going to find the conduit and there will be a war with the Terminus systems. Because they've dropped those hints, and why mention them if they're not actually going to happen in the game? So you'll do nothing, send me, same old story. I'm going with send me.
I can take Saren down.
The commander's right. There is a way to stop Saren that doesn't require fleets or armies.
No, it's too soon. Humanity is not ready for the responsibilities that come with joining the Spectres.
Quit holding us back! My name is Jonathan Archer. And you Vulcans have been holding us back for 100 years! Sorry. Again, wrong franchise. It's been a long road. I'm ready.
I faced Saren on Eden Prime and exposed him for a traitor. I've proven myself.
Yeah, I didn't sing that part. Oh, I see what you did with the lyrics there.
Commander Shepard, step forward.
That's all it took. They're going to make me a Spectre like that?
It is the decision of the Council that you be granted all the powers and privileges of the Special Tactics and Reconnaissance Branch of the Citadel.
Spectres are not trained, but chosen. Individuals forged in the fire of service and battle. Those whose actions
seems rather abrupt.
Above the rank and file.
Spectres are an ideal, a symbol, the embodiment of courage, determination, and self-reliance. They are the right hand of the Council, instruments of our will.
The right hand of destiny.
Great burden. They are protectors of galactic peace, both our first and last line of defense. The safety of the galaxy is theirs to uphold.
You are the first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
About time. So what happens now? You're on your own for budget? Oh dear. Well, I guess I'll be doing a lot of side quests to make money. I'll say thank you.
I'm honored, Counselor.
I've been surly with them enough.
We're sending you into the Traverse after Saren. He's a fugitive from justice, so you are authorized to use any means necessary to apprehend or eliminate him.
Any leads?
Any idea where to find him?
The Traverse, we just told you.
Files to Ambassador Udina.
This meeting of the Council is adjourned.
Congratulations, Commander.
Yep, I no longer have to report to you.
You're going to need a ship, a crew, supplies.
You'll get access to special equipment and training now. You should go down to the CSEC Academy and speak to the Spectre Requisitions Officer.
Anderson, come with me. I'll need your help to set all this up.
I thought the ambassador would be a little more grateful. He didn't even thank you.
I don't blame him. It's no big deal, or figured. I mean, it figures.
What do you expect from a politician? Come on.
Right behind you, Commander.
Spectre bonus! Spectre Training talent unlocked. I have no idea what that means, but I guess it's good. It's been a long road down the street to the chemist's, but that's not too long compared to space. Now listen. Oh dear. Be right, UK. Ooh, do they say new things?
This is it. The very heart of the Citadel. The pinnacle of galactic power. Kinda makes your head spin if you think about it too much.
300 years ago, the Geth drove my people into exile. We asked the Council to wipe the synthetics out, but they ignored our pleas.
Maybe if they'd listened, we wouldn't be here now.
Ah, Spectre Training. Elite agents of the Council, the Spectres have access to special training unavailable elsewhere in the galaxy. Increases health, accuracy, and effectiveness of all attacks and powers. Grants Unity ability. I have no idea what Unity ability is, but I assume it's good. Ooh, we can go up and charm more. Yes. I put 1 into Spectre and 3 into Charm. We maxed out Charm first thing, and I'm gonna keep going there. Nope. That's what I wanted. And let's go ahead and... Ooh, first aid, good. Speak to the Ambassador. The Ambassador will provide you with a ship and crew. Meet him in the Alliance docking bay, accessible through the central elevator in the CSEC Academy. But first, we try talking to that security guard again about the Hanar who's preaching on the Presidium. I don't like leaving a side quest unfinished. Uh-oh. You hope who's okay? Can I help you?
Break. Talk to someone else if you need anything. I've got a lot on my mind.
What's wrong?
Maybe I can help.
Well, maybe you can. You're a soldier, right? You ever head out to the Traverse?
I have not yet, but I'm heading that way. Yes?
Sometimes. My brother's the captain of a ship called the Majesty. It was crossing the Traverse a few days ago when it disappeared. Just dropped right off the grid. And that usually means one of two things. They had massive mechanical failure, or they were attacked.
Those are both bad.
Neither one of those options leaves a lot of hope.
I won't give up on my brother. Not yet. I've got the coordinates for the last transmission from his vessel.
Investigate.
What kind of ship was it?
Don't let the name fool you. The Majesty's just a small trading vessel, only a handful of crew. But he kept it in good condition. I don't think mechanical failure is too likely. But they don't have any real weapons or shields. If anyone did come after them, the Majesty'd be a sitting duck.
Okay. Reward.
What's in this for me?
I can't afford to pay you anything. If I had that kind of cash, I'd have hired a recovery team to track him down already. Maybe you could look into this as a personal favor, you know? We humans have to stick together.
Why did you have to phrase it that way? Now I don't want to help you.
Isn't anyone else looking into this?
My brother's just a small independent trader. Ships like his disappear in the Traverse all the time.
I'll see what I can do.
I'll forward them to your ship right away.
Only because there are people in danger, not because you asked me to do it for human solidarity. There's a lot of, like, I don't know, I don't know that you'd call it racism. I guess it's speciesism. espoused by the various people in this game.
Tally, why do you Quarians wear those suits all the time? Is it a cultural thing?
No, living in the clean environment of the flotilla has weakened our immune systems. The environmental suits protect against diseases.
Oh, well, I'll try not to sneeze.
Caden. Okay. There they are. I doubt that I will be able to do anything about this, but I'm going to check in and see.
How can I convince my superior that I deserve a promotion if I cannot convince this annoying jelly to leave? I am not unreasonable. The Hanar is free to spew its nonsense once it purchases an evangelical permit.
I think you should let the Hanar preach in the Presidium.
The Presidium is a place of culture and respect. It should not be filled with zealots shouting their idiocy. Why should the jellies get special treatment? Every other species understands and obeys the laws.
There's only one person here that sounds like a zealot, and it's you. And we have the option. It's not causing trouble.
Has anyone actually complained about this Hanar?
Other than you, that is.
Not yet, but any good CSEC officer removes problems before they create a public nuisance.
The Hanar has been warned.
You've explained the law. If the Hanar gets in trouble, it has nobody to blame but itself.
I suppose I can tell my superior that I attempted a diplomatic solution. Some other CSEC officer can arrest the Hanar. It's no longer my problem. Thank you for your assistance.
Hello, Hanar.
The officer has left, and this one is free to share the glory of the Enkindlers. This one offers its appreciation.
This one was most gratified to help.
Happy to help.
This one has little money, but it can offer this. Now finally, this one can continue sharing the truth unimpeded. Let all races herald the glory of the Enkindlers who raised them all to enlightenment. Where there was only darkness, the Enkindlers gave light. Where there was only ignorance, the Enkindlers gave wisdom. Where there was only silence, the Enkindlers gave the gift of speech. This very station is the work of the Enkindlers, their gift to all their children.
This Hanar's choice of, what did they call it? Face name? The name they share with the public is very job related, I guess. They are called Preaching Hanar. UNC Privateers. Strenus system. Still can't do anything with this one because we have to wait for him to come to us. Or just run into him again. We don't have any specific locations. So the side quests we have are off the Citadel. The main quest we have is what will let us get off the Citadel. So I guess we have to do that. Through, where did it say? Through CSEC Academy? So that's this way. Actually, it's probably faster if I go here. Or slower if I keep turning around and running the opposite direction than the one that I was already going. It's so pretty. To CSEC Academy.
news, ExoGeniCorp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off last week, company officials refused to comment.
That was a very short update for the In Other News. All right. Where am I going? Requisition offices? Which I think is the direction that I'm not heading. Where I'm supposed to be?
Hello, Commander.
I think I'll be going.
Sure thing, Commander. You have a good day now.
Alliance Docking Bay. Through the central elevator in CSEC Academy. It's not like I didn't just read that like 2 minutes ago.
In breaking news, Chairman Burns of the
Base name.
Subcommittee on Transhuman Studies has been kidnapped by biotic extremists. The biotics commandeered a freighter and were last seen in the Hades Gamma Cluster. No demands have yet been made.
Hello, Mr. Politician Man.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
Forced retirement? What's going on? Or I will. I mean,
I'll take good care of her, sir.
I know you will, Commander.
Why are you doing this?
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
That doesn't sound like the whole story.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
What happened?
I failed. I couldn't make the cut. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went.
You threw it away.
You have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
Well, I'm not throwing away my shot.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharos system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
And what about these Reapers?
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I'll stop him.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia.
The delivery on that line.
Recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tosoni. We have reports.
That's a name I do know.
Archaeological dig on one of the Uncharted Worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Partly because people talk about Liara all the time, and partly because she's mentioned in Andromeda. Yeah, okay, I'll start there.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
That's your job. It might be necessary.
I'll do whatever it takes to stop Saren.
Not exactly the answer I was looking for. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Talk.
Yes, Commander?
You worked with the Spectres.
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about the mission you were on together all those years ago.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
And clearly something went wrong.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned.
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
How did you end up blamed?
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
That's not fair! Forget about the past, it wasn't your fault. I mean, it wasn't your fault.
Blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
We already said it wasn't your fault. I guess I have to say forget about the past?
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
Tell me about Pharos.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city. Mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
And Artemis Tau?
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. Tosoni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
And Novaria.
What can you tell me about Novaria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Novaria respects. But they aren't popular.
Are you okay?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Oh, come on. Can't you just tell me about more side quests that are on the Citadel so that I don't ever have to leave the Citadel?
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
All right. Oh, hello up there. Hello. How's it going? What you working on? Oh. Well, I mean, that doesn't seem too hard. It seems like you're doing a very good job of it. Well, I will leave you to your work. We'll catch up next time. Bye. I don't remember what they're called, but I love them. They're amazing.
Nice to see so many humans working for CSEC.
Oh, Caden.
Quarians aren't too popular with Citadel security. They think we're all beggars and thieves.
Not always about species. Inspect? That was a strangely placed interaction point. Look! It's the ship. Normandy SR-1. I suppose at some point they're actually going to want me to get on that thing and do stuff. Oh, but we have codex entries first. Ships and vehicles. Thrusters. A Mass Effect drive core decreases the mass of a bubble of space-time around the ship. This gives the ship the potential to move quickly, but does not apply any motive power. Ships use their sublight thrusters for motive power at FTL. I don't know what's going on with the... There, okay. I have it up on my screen to see that the captions are working, and they weren't updating for me, so I was... Anyway. There are several varieties of thruster, varying in performance versus economy. All ships are equipped with arrays of hydrogen-oxygen reaction control thrusters for maneuvering. Ion drives electrically accelerate charged particles as a reaction mass. They are extremely efficient, but produce negligible thrust. They are mainly used for automated cargo barges. The primary commercial engine is a fusion torch, which vents the plasma of the ship's power plant. Fusion torches offer powerful acceleration at the cost of difficult heat management. Torch fuel is fairly cheap. Helium-3 skimmed from gas giants and deuterium extracted from seawater or cometary bodies. Propellant is hydrogen, likewise skimmed from gas giants. In combat, military vessels require accelerations beyond the capability of fusion torches. Warship thrusters inject anti-protons into a reaction chamber filled with hydrogen. The matter-antimatter annihilation provides unmatched motive power. The drawback is fuel production. Anti-protons must be manufactured one particle at a time. Most antimatter production is done at massive solar arrays orbiting energetic stars, making them high-value targets in wartime. The exhaust of fusion and anti-proton drives is measured in millions of degrees Celsius. Any vessel caught behind them will melt like wax in a blowtorch. Any long-duration interstellar flight consists of two phases, acceleration and deceleration. Starships accelerate to the halfway point of their journey, then flip 180 degrees and apply thrust on the opposite vector, decelerating as they finish the trip. The engines are always operating, and peak speed is attained at the middle of the flight. Weapons. Ablative armor. The warship's kinetic barriers reduce the damage from solid objects, but can do nothing to block Guardian lasers, particle beams, and other forms of directed energy weapon, DEW. The inner layer of warship protection consists of ablative armor plate designed to boil away when heated. The vaporized armor material scatters a DEW beam, rendering it ineffectual. A scaffold is built around the interior pressure hull with sheets of ablative armor hung from the structure. Ships typically have multiple layers of armor separated by empty baffles, spaces often used for cargo storage. Cruisers, which lack the internal space to fit dedicated fighter hangars, store the shipboard fighter complement in the baffles. It is not unknown for enlisted crew to build illicit alcohol distilleries in some obscure corner of the baffles, safe from prying eyes. So what you're saying is, I should look for hidden alcohol on board. Aliens, non-council races.
The Alliance began aggressive colonization of worlds in the Skyllian Verge, much to the dismay of the Batarians, who had been developing the region for several decades. In 2171, the Batarians petitioned the Council to declare the Verge a zone of Batarian interest. The Council refused, however, declaring unsettled worlds in the region open to human colonization. In protest, the Batarians closed their Citadel embassy and severed official diplomatic relations with the Council, effectively becoming a rogue state. They instigated a proxy war in the Verge by funneling money and weapons to criminal organizations, urging them to strike at human colonies. Hostilities peaked with the Skyllian Blitz of 2176, an attack on the human capital of Elysium by Batarian-funded pirates and slavers. In 2178, the Alliance retaliated with a crushing assault on the moon of Torfin, long used as a staging base by Batarian-backed criminals. In the aftermath, the Batarians retreated into their own systems and are now rarely seen in Citadel space.
Okay. We also have planets and locations, and weapons, armor, and equipment entries.
Pharos is a habitable world in the Attican Beta Cluster. 2/3 of the habitable surface is covered with the ruins of a crumbling Prothean megatropolis. In the millennia since the Prothean extinction, the ruins have been repeatedly picked over by looters many times. Pharos was considered a poor prospect for colonization, as little open ground remains for agriculture. The only sizable freshwater sources are the poles, which are tapped by the decaying Prothean aqueduct systems. The dead cities, while in good condition considering their antiquity, are of uncertain stability. Ground level is congested by a dozen meters of fallen debris, and the air is fouled by dust. In 2178, the Human Exogeny Corporation announced its intention to place a permanent colony on Pharos to thoroughly explore the ruins. The pioneer settlement was placed on the upper levels of several intact skyscrapers, using the surviving Prothean aqueducts and rooftop hydroponic gardens to support the population.
That sounds like an interesting planet. Uncharted Worlds.
There are between 2 and 400 billion stars in the galaxy, and less than 1% of them have ever been visited or had their systems properly surveyed. Humanity's early expansion into the Attican Traverse was haphazard, a desperate race to claim habitable planets where populations can be economically settled. Ignored in the wake of this land grab were thousands of less hospitable worlds, each potentially rich with industrial resources. The wealth of entire solar systems lies untapped, waiting for corporate survey teams or independent pioneers to discover and exploit them. However, this is not an easy task. In addition to the environmental hazards, the fact that uncharted worlds are largely ignored makes them popular bases for criminals, revolutionaries, cults, and others who wish to remain unnoticed by galactic society.
Galactic society sounds scary.
Combat hard suits use a dual-layer system to protect the wearer. The inner layer consists of fabric armor with kinetic
we heard this one already.
Areas that don't need to be flexible, such as the chest or shins, are reinforced with sheets of lightweight, ablative ceramic. The outer layer consists of automatically generated kinetic barriers. Objects traveling above a certain speed will trigger the barrier's reflex system and be deflected, provided there is enough energy left in the shield's power cell. Armored hard suits are sealable to protect the wearer from extremes of temperature and atmosphere. Standard equipment includes an onboard mini-frame and a communications, navigation, and sensing suite. The mini-frame is designed to accept and display data from a weapon's smart targeting system to make it easier to locate and eliminate enemies.
So what's funny is I've heard about a blade of armor before. I mean, it's mentioned. The Voyager gets it in Star Trek Voyager. Spoilers. I had no idea what it actually was until it was explained in the codex in here. I didn't understand that it was armor that was meant to be melted away over time, and now it makes perfect sense why it's called what it is, but I honestly had never really thought through what the terminology meant.
A mass accelerator propels a solid metal slug using precisely controlled electromagnetic attraction and repulsion. The slug is designed to squash or shatter on impact, increasing the energy it transfers to the target. If this were not the case, it would simply punch a hole right through, doing minimal damage. Accelerator design was revolutionized by Element Zero. A slug lightened by a mass effect field can be accelerated to greater speeds, permitting projectile velocities that were previously unattainable. If accelerated to a high enough velocity, a simple paint chip can impact with the same destructive force as a nuclear weapon. However, mass accelerators produce recoil equal to their impact energy. This is mitigated somewhat by the mass effect fields that rounds are suspended within. But weapon recoil is still the prime limiting factor on slug velocity.
I would think so. All right. Journal. Missing survey team, privateers, hostage, Hades Gamma Cluster, Horsehead Nebula. Alright, find Liara Tosoni, Geth Interest, and Geth Attack. The Geth have attacked the world of Pharos. Your primary objective is to go to the Jew's Hope colony to investigate what Saren is after, and why he sent his Geth troops to the planet. Investigate Pharos to see why the colony was attacked by Geth. Or, the Council has received reports of Geth interest in the corporate research colony of Novaria. The Council needs to know why. Head to Novaria to investigate reports of Geth on the world. Find Liara Tosoni. Liara Tosoni, an Asari archaeologist famed for her knowledge of the Protheans, is being sought by Saren. Her last known location was somewhere in the Artemis Tau cluster. Explore the Uncharted Worlds of the Artemis Tau cluster to find Liara Tosoni. So, based on... I don't know, I thought I had seen something. I think Liara is the only companion we've not picked up, but I'm not sure. Heat shielding as used on past and current human-related re-entry capsules is ablative. Yeah, I never understood exactly what the term ablative meant. Basically that it was equipped with shielding that was meant to rip away or burn off or deteriorate over time, and that was its intended purpose. I just had never considered that was what that meant. So I found it really interesting. Oh, I think when we were selecting, the last time we changed out our crew, I think Liara is the only companion that we haven't picked up. So that might be something to do relatively soon. But there are side quests that I can do. I feel like I should prioritize those. Is this... Okay. I was like, is this not how I board? Also, should I run around the Citadel and see if there are more side quests to pick up here before I leave? I don't know. Well, let's actually board the Normandy. I mean, while the Normandy is docked, we're technically still on the Citadel. Decontamination.
What happened to Captain Anderson? Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Remind me who you are? I know your name is Joker because it says so over there, but it's been a long time since I saw you.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
Now we do things my way. Oh. I mean, honesty?
This is Commander Shepard speaking.
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy.
Eden Prime was just the start. Nobody's going to help us. Saren will be ready for us. Humanity must do its part.
Our enemy knows we're coming.
Wherever he searches for the conduit, we'll be there. We will hunt him to the very ends of the galaxy and bring him down.
Humanity's in this alone. Humans first. No. Everyone is counting on us. We must not fail. Everyone's counting on us.
Humanity needs to do this.
Not just for our own sake, but for
Thank
the
you.
sake
Yes.
of other species in Citadel space.
For everyone.
Saren must be stopped. And I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
Not if we fail. He's irrelevant. I won't let him
The
down.
captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I gained 2 Paragon points. I guess that's because I picked the top option in every single instance there.
Commander, something you need?
Ship status report.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet.
Okay, but now I want to know what was in the background check.
Earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolich syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack. It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
I would like to know more. But I also feel like it's rude to ask. I mean, I could just go look up the condition and then find out everything I want to know about it. So why would I ask him directly? That seems insulting and rude. How'd you get your nickname?
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
Okay. Oh.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Were you unhappy?
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
Okay, so this is the hardest decision that I have had to make in this game so far. Do I ask about the disease or say goodbye? I feel like the game wants me to ask about the disease as a means of getting to know Joker better, but I personally feel like that's the wrong approach, and if I want to know about the disease, I should go look it up. But that's not going to be an option in the game. So game mechanics wise, I feel like I need to ask about it, but I also feel icky doing so. So this is a...
I have to go.
All right, see you.
I'm saving. If I don't like the...
Commander.
If I don't like what he says, I'm gonna reload.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. I classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures. Hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
How do you do your job? Frickin' spectacularly. I'm not gonna ask that question.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. I still think that Shepard should have gone and looked it up himself instead of asking about it. Joker's probably sick of people asking about his disease and having to explain it.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
You doubt my decisions?
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
So I can kick you off the ship.
Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
It's not just our problem.
This is bigger than humanity. Saren's a threat to every species in the galaxy, and I'll welcome anyone who wants to help me bring him down.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Well, update your thinking.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Oh! Apparently I earned 2 renegade points. I don't know which selection did that, but also it doesn't really matter to me that much. I'm gonna answer the way I think I should answer, whether it's renegade or paragon. I have no idea what this room is. Isn't this the meeting room where we met the Spectre before? It's gonna be a while before we take off. I'm gonna re-explore the ship. It's been a couple weeks. And clearly I have to talk to people now as their commander. It's Caden.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
Yes, please. Personal debriefings would be entirely welcome. If by later you mean Game 2, I'll put you down for it.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Okay. Sleeper pop. Oh, it's the doctor. I forgot all about the doctor.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission, but he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
I know what it is, because we've read enough and seen enough conversations, but I'm going to click on it anyway.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
I also feel like my character would know the answers to this because my character uses biotics, and so would be familiar with the implants.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
Insanity? I would say that that is a side effect.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Any regrets?
You think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Alright. Apparently nothing back here. Personnel manual. A double bunk. Where is everybody? I don't get elevator music on this ship. Alliance Requisition Officer. Garrus.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSAC.
You knew?
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSAC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
True.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
For the most part.
But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
Seems like you shouldn't be part of a police force.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
That depends.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
I feel like he needed to hear that. Rex.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
Ooh, personal inquiries.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Just a short one. Have it your way. Come on, don't be an ass.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race.
At band camp.
That was fun.
Sorry, he said there was this one time. Yeah.
They tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
Of course it is. No, it isn't.
Seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
You have a point.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The Genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Investigate? First, tell me about the Genophage.
What can you tell me about the Genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one, and no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the Genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard.
Well, you seem to care about finding a cure, so why don't you become a scientist and work on it?
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
So?
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
Okay, but you seem very philosophical about all of it, and so, like, you seem like you're not what you claim the Krogan are, which would indicate to me that not all Krogan are purely warriors, and that it should be possible for you to have settlers and scientists.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
I'm unclear. Is there a locker like this for all of them? Oh, there are. Okay. I was like, why is there this random locker to mess with Tally's loadout? But
Commander?
can we talk? How are we doing?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish you weren't the only survivor.
Save the rest of your unit.
Yes, sir. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
Then be more alert. Don't blame yourself.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
Sir, they have flashlight heads. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
What is this?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
That felt like a flirty option. I don't want to flirt with her. I need indicators that let me know when I'm going to flirt with them so that I don't accidentally do it. Tally. Engineer Adams.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The Migrant Fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I mean, that's good use of old technology, sounds like to me.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
So tell me, once you've replaced every single part on one of your Quarian ships, do you consider them to be the same ship?
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce.
Oh, hi, Silver Fox Carrie.
Constantly on the move.
It's been a good day so far.
In some way contribute to the continuation of the Migrant Fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
How's your day been going?
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
The Conclave?
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts.
Wow.
It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
Yes. Tell me more about the robots that kill people.
It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them.
Thank you, Raykar.
But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
Oh. I just hit an option where I've got 2 questions. The neural network, or why did they turn on you? Up till now, the conversation has just been, tell me more, tell me more. Why did they turn on you?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long.
Yeah.
The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
So it's pretty cool that they recognized that, oh, these robots are gaining sentience, and so now we're essentially using them as slaves, and that's not right. But their response to it was, let's just commit genocide and kill them all. Yeah, I can see why the Geth reacted violently.
You
revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before...
But there needn't have been a war. You could have just let them go.
...still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among...
I think she told us this already.
But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value.
I actually really like her outfit. I think they did a really good job on it.
To the captain of the respective ship we wish to join.
I don't know how much more detailed it is in this version, but I like the design work on the hood is really nice.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Just here for coffee. We're just gonna reference all of the Scott Bakula franchises today.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
I mean, I should go sounds like a really good topic to talk about. Alright, Engineer Adams, who are you?
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is.
Okay, good. I don't have to fire you.
More about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Ooh, stealth system.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
So we're invisible.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Alright.
Fill me in on the IES
Oh.
stealth systems. How does it work?
I accidentally clicked the same one.
Out in space, they emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give.
I was trying to... There is definitely something that's not working properly with the captions.
Eventually, the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running, and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
So I may look at other captioning options for the future, because they work, but then after a little while of me being clicked off of Chrome, they just seem to pause and they don't pick up all of the words. So I think I may have to find a different program if they're going to keep timing out like that. Is that's not good. If I need to not have to pay attention to them. If once they're on, they just need to work and they need to caption everything and not pause. For now, they're there and I just have to keep an eye on them. But I'll have to look for something else for the future, probably. There are other options. This was just the easiest one to set up. All right, tell me about the Normandy.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on. Probably the fastest vessel ever designed. She's the only one using the new Tantalus Drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus Drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
I don't have anything that should be stopping background processes, and it was working before. I know that the site that drives StreamCC was updated recently, and I had seen a Twitter post from Urban Bohemian specifically mentioning that there were some problems that people were experiencing where it was timing out, and various other people responded to that, which is the only reason that I knew to pay attention to it. So I do think it is a problem with the captioning service itself. There are a couple of different options I can do. I could use, I could connect Google's captioning directly to the built-in closed captioner in Twitch. So like if you hover over the window, you would see like a CC button that's part of the actual Twitch interface rather than an extension. And I know you can connect Google's captioner to that, as well as a couple of other ones like Web Captioner. I just already had this set up when I figured out that that was an option, so I didn't go back and change it. But if this is going to be timing out like this, then I will need to use one of the other services. Personal questions.
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
All right. Is that everybody? Have we talked to everybody? Oh, I ran smack into a wall.
Looking for supplies?
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll
We already heard this. I thought maybe he would tell me which licenses we had gotten.
Best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
How often will you get new items?
Well,
Check
that
back
depends on how many
often?
licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Yeah, I don't have that much money. Can you show me the things I can afford, please? At this point, I honestly don't know what I would need to buy. Oh, wow. Same stats except the cooldown bonus goes up. Okay, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here right now. I just said hello to him. We were just down there. I guess go up in the elevator? Okay, we really need to install elevator music. Captain's office, sleeping pods, mess hall. I think I've talked to everybody. Does that mean I have to actually progress the story? Doesn't, because we have codex entries. Ooh, I think this is probably updated. Nope. Alright. Non-council races. An entry on the Krogan Genophage. The Genophage bioweapon was created to end the Krogan rebellions. From the start, the Krogan had overwhelmed the Council. Only timely first contact with the Turians saved the Council races. The Turians fought the Krogan to a standstill, but sheer weight of Krogan numbers indicated the war could not be won through conventional means. The Turians collaborated with the Solarians to genetically engineer a counter to the rapid breeding of the Krogan. The Genophage virus gained the energy to replicate by eating key genetic sequences. Every cell in every Krogan had to be altered for the weapon to be foolproof. Otherwise, the Krogan could have used gene therapy to fix the affected tissues. Once a Genophage strain could find no more genes to eat, it would starve and die, limiting spin-off mutation and contamination. This created genetic flaw is hereditary. The Solarians believed the Genophage would be used as a deterrent, a position the Turians viewed as naive. Once the project was complete, the Turians mass-produced and deployed it. The Krogan homeworld, their colonies, and all occupied worlds were infected. The resulting mutation made only 1 in 1,000 Krogan pregnancies carry to term. It did not reduce fertility, but offspring viability. The rare females able to carry children to term became prizes the Krogan warlords fought brutal battles over. The Krogan are a shadow of their former glory. While the rebellions took place centuries ago, they are constantly reminded of the horror of the Genophage, and of their inability to counter it. The release of the Genophage is still controversial, bitterly debated in many circles. Quarians Economy. The Migrant Fleet has little economic base, operating in a state of perpetual hand-to-mouth. While Quarian ships include light manufacturing and assembly plants, they lack heavy industries such as refining and shipbuilding. The fleet has tankers for water purification and oxygen cracking. But the space-intensive nature of agriculture limits food production. A single disaster could destroy the fragile balance. The Quarians earn income in creative ways. Because the government is obliged to provide food, water, air, and medical support for every individual, the Conclave strategically determines the course of the fleet to bring in resources and income. A species who suspects the Migrant Fleet is heading toward their space often offers a gift of surplus starships, fuel, and resources to convince the Conclave to alter course. As the fleet passes through a system, swarms of mining vessels work over asteroids for metals and siliceous materials and cometary bodies for water, ice, and organics. Quarian miners are adept at locating and strip mining spaceborne resources. The sparks conflict with This sparks conflict with corporations already working the system. Large mining concerns spend millions on lobbyists and public relations portraying the Quarians as locusts, devouring the resources of a system before moving on. The greatest asset of the Quarians is their rarefied skills. Most are experienced miners, due to their life of perpetual salvage and repair. They are skilled engineers and technicians. More than once, the very corporations that lobby against the Quarians have made backroom deals with the fleet, arranging for skilled Quarians to fill space engineering jobs that other species would demand higher wages for. Quarians are widely hated among the working classes. "The Quarians are coming to take our jobs," is a common response to the fleet's approach. Quarians' government. Due to the Quarians' precarious existence and the need to enforce strict rationing, government is somewhat autocratic. The Migrant Fleet's operations are directed by the Admiralty, a board of 5 military officers who are advised by a legislative body called the Conclave. Each vessel in the fleet has the right to send representatives to the Conclave aboard the flagship. The number of representatives is based on crew size. Larger clans with bigger ships and more votes form the cores of political blocs. Opposition comes from the Outriders Coalition, which delegates from thousands of smaller ships, The Admiralty defers to the Conclave's decisions in most circumstances. However, if all 5 members agree that a Conclave decision jeopardizes the survival of the fleet and cannot get the Conclave to address their concerns, they have the right to summarily overturn the legislative decision. After the Admiralty uses this extraordinary power, they must resign. If the Admiralty does not step down after using their veto, the rest of the military is obliged to arrest them. Each ship captain has authority over his vessel, but is advised by an elected civilian council, just as the Admiralty is advised by the Conclave. This relationship may range from cooperation to polite tolerance to outright hostility, but any captain who overrules his council without good reason is relieved of command by the Admiralty. Many Quarian ships are owned by clans who pool their resources to purchase used vessels from private sellers. Large ships are prestigious for big rich clans, but a small ship means status for a small clan with enough personal wealth to afford a private vessel. Clan vessel captains are not subject to dismissal by the Admiralty. Abusive captains are a family problem if they do not disrupt the operations of the fleet. The Migrant Fleet is the largest concentration of star-faring vessels in the galaxy, sprawling across millions of kilometers. It can take days for the entire fleet to pass through a mass relay. When the Quarians fled their homeworld, the fleet was a motley aggregation of freighters, shuttles, industrial vessels, and the odd warship. After 3 centuries, all have been modified to support larger crews as comfortably as possible. As the Quarians achieved stability, they began weeding out the ships least suitable for long-term habitation, selling them and pooling the money to buy larger and more space-worthy hulls. This process is ongoing as vessels wear out and break down. While some ships enjoy dedicated cabins with full privacy and sanitary facilities, many more are former freighters, whose cargo bays and containers are pressurized and divided into family spaces using simple metal cubicle bulkheads. The Quarians enliven these austere spaces with colorful quilts and tapestries, which also help muffle sound. The day-to-day operations of the fleet, traffic control, station keeping, supply distribution, and so on, are under military jurisdiction. Though ship captains have the authority to deviate from their assigned positions and may leave the fleet at any time, they are assumed to do so at their own risk. As the Migrant Fleet moves around the galaxy, many ships split off to pursue individual goals, returning days or years later. The Systems Alliance military ranks. The Alliance uses a modified version of the ranking system that has been used for hundreds of years. Soldiers are classified into rank-and-file enlisted personnel, experienced non-commissioned officers, NCOs, and specially trained officers. The divide between naval personnel and ground forces, Marines, is small. Ground units are a specialized branch of the fleet, just as fighter squadrons are. This unity of command is imposed by the futility of fighting without control of orbit. Without the Navy, any army is pointless. The Marines, as a matter of pride, maintain some of their traditional rank titles. For example, Marines have privates and corporals instead of servicemen. In ascending order of responsibility, the ranks of the Alliance are enlisted, serviceman 3rd class, private 2nd class, serviceman 2nd class, private 1st class, serviceman 1st class, corporal. NCOs, service chief, gunnery chief, operations chief. Officers, 2nd lieutenant, 1st lieutenant, staff lieutenant, lieutenant commander, staff commander, captain or major, rear admiral or general, admiral, and fleet admiral. Systems Alliance N7. The Alliance Military Vocational Code System classifies the career path of all serving personnel. The MVC consists of one letter and one number. A soldier's MVC indicates proficiency, not rank. The letter notes career path, the number indicates level of experience, as indicated by service record, technical scores, and commendations. All 26 letters are used, and the numbers run from 1 to 7. N is the letter code for Special Forces personnel. Starships, crew considerations. Cabins give each individual 10 cubic meters of space. On larger vessels, private rooms are common. As ships get smaller, the number of crew packed into a single wardroom increases. Asari prefer shared spaces even on large vessels, while Krogan territorial instincts make it impossible for them to cohabitate even on the smallest ships. On smaller vessels, hot bunking is the norm. Crew members assigned to different watches share the same bunk. When one gets off duty, he wakes up the person in the bunk. While that crewman is on duty, the first gets his rack time. Spacecraft compartments can be isolated by airtight doors in case of decompression. The cinematic vision of explosive decompression is fiction. Hold compartments either take enough damage that occupants are killed instantly, or leak slowly enough that they are able to reach protective gear. Compartments are equipped with emergency life support apparatus. Fireproof plastic bubbles with air bottles. Small when stowed, ELSA comfortably accommodate one individual inflated. Damage control procedure cuts off ventilation to burning compartments. Without oxygen to consume, fires die in seconds. The compartment is repressurized afterwards for crew recovery. Mass effect fields create an artificial gravity, AGRAV, plane below the decks, preventing muscle atrophy and bone loss in 0G. Large vessels arrange their decks perpendicular to their thrust axis. The highest decks are the bow and the lowest at the engines. This allows AGRAV to work with the inertial effects of thrust. Ships that can land arrange their decks laterally so the crew can move about while the vessel is on the ground. Warships normally turn off their AGRAV systems during combat, reducing the heat generated by systems and increasing combat endurance. To provide a point of reference for navigating in 0G, floors are painted a different color from the walls and ceiling. Citadel and Galactic Government.
Citadel space is an unofficial term referring to any region of space controlled by a species that acknowledges the authority of the Citadel Council. At first glance, it appears this territory encompasses most of the galaxy. In reality, however, less than 1% of the stars have been explored. Even Mass Effect FTL Drive is slow relative to the volume of the galaxy. Empty space and systems without suitable drive discharge sites are barriers to exploration. Only the mass relays allow ships to jump hundreds of light years in an instant. the key to expanding across an otherwise impassable galaxy. Whenever a new relay is activated, the destination system is rapidly developed. From that hub, FTL Drive is used to expand to nearby star clusters. The result is a number of densely developed clusters, thinly spread across the vast expanse of space, connected by the mass relay network.
Ships and vehicles?
Faster-than-light drives use element zero cores to reduce the mass of the ship, allowing higher rates of acceleration. This effectively raises the speed of light within the mass effect field, allowing high-speed travel with negligible relativistic time dilation effects. Starships still require conventional thrusters, chemical rockets, commercial fusion torch, economy ion engine, or military anti-proton drive, in addition to the FTL drive core. With only a core, a ship has no motive power. The amount of EZO and power required for a drive increases exponentially to the mass being moved and the degree it is being lightened. Very massive ships or very high speeds are prohibitively expensive. If the field collapses while the ship is moving at faster than light speed, the effects are catastrophic. The ship is snapped back to sublight velocity, the enormous excess energy shed in the form of lethal Cherenkov radiation.
Alright, 2 more codex entries, and then I guess we'll look at maybe the galactic map.
Larger warships are generally classified in one of 4 weights. Frigates are small, fast ships used for scouting and screening of larger vessels. Frigates often operate in wolf-pack flotillas. Cruisers are middleweight combatants, faster than dreadnoughts and more heavily armed than frigates. Cruisers are the standard patrol unit and often lead frigate flotillas. Dreadnoughts are kilometer-long capital ships mounting heavy, long-range firepower. They are only deployed for the most vital missions. Carriers are dreadnought-sized vessels that also carry large numbers of fighters. Smaller vessels are almost exclusively used in a support role to the warships during combat. Fighters are one-man craft used to perform close-range attacks on enemy ships. Interceptors are one-man craft optimized for destroying opposing fighters.
Ooh, there's an entry on the Normandy.
The Normandy is a prototype starship developed by the Human Systems Alliance with the assistance of the Citadel Council. It is optimized for scouting and reconnaissance missions in unstable regions using state-of-the-art stealth technology. For most ships, the heat generated through standard operations is easily detectable against the absolute zero background of space. The Normandy, however, is able to temporarily sink this heat within the hull. Combined with refrigeration of the exterior hull, the ship can travel undetected for hours or drift passively for days of covert observation. This is not without risk. The stored heat must eventually be radiated, or it will build to levels capable of cooking the crew alive. Another component of the stealth system is the Normandy's revolutionary Tantalus Drive, a Mass Effect core twice the standard size. The Tantalus Drive generates mass concentrations that the Normandy falls into, allowing it to move without the use of heat-emitting thrusters.
Interesting. Now I'm trying to remember who Tantalus is in mythology or where Tantalus is. Like, I know Tantalus is a reference to mythology, but I don't remember anything more than that it is a reference to mythology. Alright, if we're going, that would be Artemis Tau. Argos Row. Hawking Ada. Strenus system in the Horsehead Nebula. Hades Gamma Cluster. Hades Gamma Cluster. I'm uncertain. Let's look at the map. Citadel. Supposedly constructed by the long-extinct Protheans, this colossal deep space station serves as the capital of the Citadel Council. Gravity is simulated through rotation and is a comfortable 1.02 standard Gs on the wards and a light 0.3 standard Gs on the Presidium ring. Total length, when open, 44.7 kilometers. Diameter, when open, 12.8 kilometers. Population, 13.2 million, not including keepers. Gross weight, 7.11 billion metric tons. I am uncertain what use a weight calculation is for an object floating in space. I feel like mass would be a better measurement. Okay, that is the Citadel. I have no idea what I'm doing. Widow? Am I actually... I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, game, give me some instruction here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I feel like I'm supposed to select a destination, but how does one do that? Or am I just supposed to fly randomly? I have no clue what I'm doing. There are no labels on anything. Oh. I mean, it would have been lovely if they had given me that instruction. I hit escape and it zoomed me out. So we have Novaria here in the Horsehead Nebula. Exodus Cluster. Argos Rho. Gemini Sigma. Hades Gamma. Artemis Tau. Pharos is over here. Voyager Cluster. Armstrong Nebula. Kepler Verge. And Hawking Eta. Yeah. Galaxy map, system map, and planet body map. I mean, as far as the map goes, it's similar to in Andromeda, where you had the cluster map. You didn't really have the entire Andromeda galaxy, but you had the cluster and then the system. And then sometimes you would zoom into like a planet to be able to look at the moons. But it also gave you instructions. Like, it was like, here, you're in space now, look at this map. And there were no instructions on what to do. It's not my priority. As far as like main missions, I feel like this is the one we want to do first. Because that was the one we said we were going to do first. But that takes 3. Like, we have to go through the asteroid and the Hades Gamma to get there. So then I feel like we should go to Novaria first, because there are side quests here. Decisions. Alright, we're gonna leave the Citadel. There's only like 20 minutes left in stream. And I guess we are leaving the Citadel today. We're going to go to the Exodus cluster, asteroid X57. Because it is not the location of any of our main quests. Ooh, Asgard. Asteroid X57. Utopia. Oh wow, I can pick multiple destinations. I feel like I should go to Utopia first, because it is unlabeled. And it sounds nice. Travel to another system? Yes or no? Yes. I've never done this before. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I'm in the Utopia system. That was fast. I suppose, should I start at the outermost planet and work my way in? Xanadu. In Xanadu did Kublai Khan. Xanadu's atmosphere is composed of methane and argon. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of potassium with deposits of calcium. Its location in the deep cold of the outer system and its lack of any valuable resource leaves little to recommend it. Orbital period, 1029.9 Earth years. Radius, 3,730 kilometers. Day length, 69.8 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure, 0.19 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature, minus 216 degrees Celsius. Surface gravity, 0.3 G. I don't remember any more of the Kublai Khan poem. I just remember in Xanadu did Kublai Khan, and literally don't remember any words after that. Nirvana. Somebody really thought this was going to be a gorgeous system. What do you want to bet there are no habitable planets here? Nirvana has a trace atmosphere of xenon and krypton. The surface is a mix of water ice and iron oxides with cryovolcanic plumes of potassium concentrated around the equatorial ridge. Nirvana has little of commercial or scientific interest, though a few geological research stations were constructed in the early 2160s. All have been shut down for years. The Alliance maintains an automated ice-cracking station, which has quietly stockpiled a large amount of deuterium fuel for use by the fleet. Orbital period 129.9 Earth years. Radius 3,212 kilometers. Day length 63.9 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 0.02 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature minus 203 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.2 G. Alright. Nope. I'm getting distracted by the captions again, sorry. And now I can't actually see chat. I will have fixed the captions before tomorrow. Meaning I will, after stream, find a system that's actually going to work. Zion. Zion is a hydrogen-helium gas giant even larger than Jupiter. Despite its deep gravity well and lethal radiation, it supports a small helium-3 mining industry. The reason is simple. As the only gas giant in the Utopia system, it is the only local source of fuel for Eden Prime's power stations and spaceports. Zion has 112 satellites, ranging from captured asteroids to the moon of Asphodel, which is large enough to retain a thick atmosphere. Population 1,061. Orbital population. Is the population on Asphodel? I'm very confused. Where are the people living on this gas giant? Orbital period 52.8 Earth years. True, the gas is not going to mine itself. Okay. Radius 74,333 kilometers. Day length 10.5 Earth years. Hours, sorry. That's a big difference between 10 Earth years and 10 Earth hours. Eden Prime. So we've been to this system. This is where our first mission was. This idyllic, agrarian world was one of the first human colonies established beyond the Charon mass relay. Eden Prime's biosphere is unusually well suited for importation of Earth-native life. This fertility drew heavy immigration and development by the system's alliance and various corporations. Today, Eden Prime is a model of sustainable, organized development. The population is housed... I don't know why I tripped over that sentence. The population is housed space-efficient arcologies that tower over thousands of kilometers of green fields and orchards. Colony founded 2152. Population 3.7 million. Capital, constant. Orbital period 2.5 Earth years. Radius 7,026 kilometers. Day length 64.1 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 1.45 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 23 Celsius. Surface gravity 1.04 G. Oh, Portico. Okay. One more planet. Arcadia. An unusually large terrestrial world, Arcadia has a dense atmosphere composed of nitrogen and helium. Its scorching hot surface is mainly composed of alkaline basalts, but metal deposits are plentiful. Though several spectacular examples of columnar basalt formation offer scenic beauty, Arcadia's hostile environment has precluded commercial development. Orbital period 0.6 Earth years. Radius 10,893 kilometers. Day length 25.6 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 16.17 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 358 Celsius. Surface gravity 5.0 G. That appears to be the only thing in this system. Or that seems like it's everything here. Oh, but we have asteroid X57. Asgard. Asgard. All right. Loki. Loki is a small terrestrial world with little to recommend it. One hemisphere is largely covered by an ice cap and the other by craggy basaltic highlands. The rough, varied terrain suggests an ancient cataclysm caused significant damage to the world. This is seemingly reinforced by its unusually elliptical orbit, which reaches 6.5 AU at perigee and 7.1 AU at apogee. Penetrating scans of Loki's ice cap reveal a network of crisscrossing subterranean tunnels. Because some of the tunnels were surprisingly regular in shape and size, Early expeditions looked for evidence of excavation. It was concluded they formed by natural processes. Loki's thin atmosphere is mainly composed of krypton and xenon. When it approaches perigee, frozen sulfur, trioxides, and dioxides can evaporate into clouds on the hemisphere facing Asgard. Orbital period 17.8 Earth years. Radius 3,630 kilometers. Day length 61.3 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 0.2 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature minus 135 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.22 G. Tier. Ah! Hi, Melva! Thank you for the bits! The effect of flirting is going okay. We are no longer on the Citadel. We just left the Citadel at 19 minutes till the hour. So, literally just left the Citadel. This is the second system we have visited. We are in Asgard right now. We went to Utopia first, and we have not flirted with anyone because it has not given me the option to flirt with anyone I'm interested in flirting with. I think we came close to potentially flirting with someone because I clicked on an option and it sounded flirty, and they indicated that they were interested in more in that vein in the future, which means I will heavily avoid flirting with them in the future because they're not someone I want to flirt with. But we had this discussion before. There's no one in this game that I want to flirt with that they will let me flirt with. Maybe they'll let me flirt, but I can't actually form a relationship with any of the characters that I would actually want to form a relationship with. So I think Shepard is going to be celibate in Mass Effect 1 and not have a relationship until Mass Effect 2. But otherwise, it's going really good. I'm having fun reading these and exploring the galaxy. I mean, I know I could install a mod to make it possible, but I like to experience games as they are the first time through before modding, if possible. I say this even though I've installed mods on Ultima that I play on Saturdays, but those mods were like having an upgraded version of the game like this, where the version of the game that I have doesn't have the sound because the PC version didn't have sound. And I upgraded to 256 VGA graphics instead of the 4-color CGA graphics that it had. So it's like the facelift that this game has. I never played the original, and I'm playing a modified version. It's just a re-released version. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to read this one now. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Also, hi! Thanks for coming by and dropping bits on me! Tyr is compositionally quite similar to Earth. However, it lies over 4 AU from Asgard and possesses an atmosphere primarily composed of nitrogen and ethane. While a potential target for terraforming, the presence of the Shirt Sleeves habitable Terra Nova in the same system relegated Tyr to a support role. Nearly 100 corporations, human and alien, have constructed extensive teleoperated mining, refining, and manufacturing facilities across the face of Tyr. Combined with the platinum lodes of Terra Nova, the resources they produce are driving development of the local hydrogen fuel cell industries. The Asgard system now supplies nearly 4% of the galactic market. Colony founded 2156, population 47,000, capital Kaldidalder? That is hard to say. Kaldidalder. Also fun to say. Kaldidalder. Oh no. Be right UK. In Virginia Tech did Rogan True a controlled archive space decree, with boxed collections safe in stacks, through halls and rooms lined with these racks, down to the library. That's awesome, Be Right UK. Orbital period 8 Earth years, radius 6,332 kilometers. Day length 46.2 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 0.8 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature minus 73 degrees Celsius. And surface gravity 0.95 G. I'm guessing this is Terra Nova? No, this is Bohr. I'm confused. Anyway, Bohr is a huge hydrogen-helium gas giant with over 90 moons. Its striking coloration is caused by the light of ionized hydrogen filtering... There's no hyphen in that word. Its striking coloration is caused by the light of ionized hydrogen filtering through an upper cloud deck of sodium. The source of the ionization has not yet been confirmed, but Bohr's mass, equal to 6 Jupiters, and high temperature suggest it may be a small brown dwarf, a large gas giant that gained nearly enough mass to ignite into a small star. Though Bohr's deep gravity well makes mining operations difficult, it is the only gas giant in the system. The hydrogen needed for the local fuel cell industry, combined with the ever-present need for helium-3 fusion torch fuel, make it economical to mine. Orbital period 3.3 Earth years. Radius 74,612 kilometers. Day length 8.8 Earth hours. Terra Nova. Terra Nova was one of the Class 1 colonization prospects discovered by the first wave of Alliance surveys in 2150. It was the second human extrasolar colony and the first beyond the Charon mass relay. It currently has the highest population of any Alliance colony. Though banded by harsh equatorial desert, areas closer to the poles are temperate. The pace of development was modest until extensive deposits of platinum were discovered in the 2170s. This rare metal, required in the clean-burning hydrogen fuel cells that power private vehicles, attracted a platinum rush of immigrants and investment from throughout Alliance space. In the past 12 years, Terra Nova has seen a 30% rise in population, and growth does not appear to be slowing. Colony founded 2152, population 4.4 million, capital Scott. Orbital period 1.5 Earth years, radius 5,261 kilometers, day length 37.3 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.91 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 56 Celsius, surface gravity 0.95 G. Asteroid X-57. X-57 is a metallic asteroid originally located at the trailing Lagrange point of the gas giant Bohr. With the increased development of Terra Nova, a new orbital port facility was necessary. Due to shortage of funding, it was decided to mine out X-57 using the recovered resources to finish out the interior for habitation. The asteroid was decelerated from Bohr's orbit using fusion torches, allowing it to fall into the orbit of Terra Nova. Recently, communications with the engineering team on X-57 have been lost. The fusion torches have reignited, and the asteroid is accelerating toward Terra Nova. That is where we want to be, but I'm going to save. And we will visit that spot next time. Let me do this. Nope, give me this. And give me... yes, that. And Alt-Tab. Too many things to pay attention to. I want... blurp. I want that. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, that is just a little concerning. So we are going to leave the game there. I'm going to check and see. I don't know if Amy has gone live yet or if Amy's even streaming today. Yes, so Amy's channel is live. We will be raiding over to Enthusiamy as we have been doing on Sundays. It looks like today is Sunday Stardew. And there's no indication in the stream title that this will be the Renegade run of Stardew Valley, so I assume it is the normal run of Stardew Valley. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for stopping by today. I apologize for the fact that the captions seem to want to keep timing out. I will be looking at the captions this evening and possibly switching to a different caption provider so that doesn't happen. I will be live again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time for my continuation of my Battletech playthrough. And then at the end of that stream, I will be raiding over to Q Times for Blood of the Void. And yeah, so I think it's a normal stream schedule this week for me. I hope to see you again next Sunday for more Mass Effect, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And thanks to everybody for stopping by. Thank you everybody who dropped bits or redeemed your channel points. It was lovely having you all hang out with me while I continued this. We made it off the Citadel! I'm a little excited. I'm really enjoying this game, and I'm kind of sad that I'm only playing 3 hours a week, but also I'm loving every second of it, and my schedule won't let me just play it all the time. So I will see you all tomorrow or next week or whenever. Thank you for dropping by. I'm going to set up the raid. There we go. Yeah, so live again tomorrow, 7 p.m. And then Wednesday for Archival Adventures, I will be looking at some stuff related to ornithology. And then I'm back Saturday with games for continuing Ultima 3. Sunday will be more Mass Effect. So that is what the week looks like. Anyway, thanks again for stopping by. It has been a lot of fun for me, and I hope it has for you. I will see you all later.